Have you ever wondered why your mornings seem to be missing something that once gave you such a strong and proud feeling? What if the silence of your body is actually a hidden alarm bell? And what if there were a method so simple it almost sounds unbelievable? Just one small habit before bed that could awaken that lost strength. Would you want to know? Many men after the age of 60 admit that it has been a long time since they woke up with the firmness that once made them feel proud. Quite a few assume that this is just something tied to aging, but the truth is, this is not only about intimacy, it is a symbol of vitality, masculinity, and the confidence that your body is still functioning as it was meant to. What surprises many is that thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s are rediscovering natural, powerful mornings. Not with expensive pills, not with risky procedures, but with something so simple, it almost seems too easy, just one spoonful of oil before going to bed. My name is Dr. Lam Hai An. I am a urologist and professor with more than 30 years of research into male hormones, circulation, and sexual health. Over decades of practice, I have seen countless patients burdened with sadness and shame, convinced that age had stolen their manhood. But through research and treatment, I can confidently say this: there is always a way forward. I do not share fads or make empty promises. What I am telling you today is grounded in science, in published research, and in real results from men who have applied it. It may sound like a paradox, but even at 70 or 80 years old, many men can still wake up with strength as if they were young again. Not because they have reversed time, but because they have learned how to nourish their bodies properly and at the right moment. The fascinating part is that sometimes the solution does not lie in a doctor's office or a bottle of pills, but right in your own kitchen. A single spoonful of oil before bed can provide your body with the raw materials it needs to restore testosterone, protect blood flow, and bring back the mornings you thought were gone forever. In just a moment, I will tell you exactly which oil it is, why bedtime is the perfect time to use it, and how this one simple nightly habit could transform not only your mornings, but also your confidence. Before we go deeper, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another men's health tip designed especially for you. And I truly want your feedback. If this message resonates with you, type the number 1 in the comments. If it does not, type the number 0 so I know how to make these videos more helpful for you. Now let us explore why a small spoonful of oil before sleep can do what expensive medications often fail to accomplish. This is one of the simplest scientific secrets, yet it has the power to change the lives of thousands of men. For many years, I have witnessed men arriving at my office, exhausted, discouraged, and convinced their bodies were too old to ever recover. But science and real-life results show us that age itself is not the main culprit. The real issue is that the body has not been provided with the right materials at the right time to keep producing hormones and maintain circulation. The two essential factors for reliable morning erections. That is why taking oil before bed becomes a small but powerful key that unlocks a door many thought was permanently closed. Your body does not truly rest at night. While your eyes are closed, an entire night shift is taking place inside. From about 10 o'clock at night until 2 o'clock in the morning, millions of recovery processes are happening. Tissues are being repaired, energy is restored, and most importantly, testosterone, the male hormone, is being produced at its peak. Imagine your body as a factory running at night with workers laboring nonstop. But if the supply shelves are empty, no matter how many workers there are, production comes to a halt. That is exactly why one spoonful of oil before bed is like restocking those shelves just in time. You are providing the essential raw materials, healthy fats, that allow your body to naturally produce testosterone. These fats are not only the backbone of hormone production, but many oils also contain anti-inflammatory compounds that soothe hidden swelling in blood vessels and pelvic tissues. When inflammation is reduced, blood can flow more freely to where you need it most in the morning. The remarkable thing is that oil is absorbed more quickly than many other nutrients. Your body does not have to wait long. It begins to use those resources almost immediately. I have seen men walk into my clinic with heavy hearts, believing their youth was behind them. Yet just a few weeks after adopting this simple habit, they returned with bright smiles, telling me how amazed they were that their bodies had once again awakened with natural morning strength. This transformation starts with one important truth: timing matters. And just as important is the type of oil you choose. Among all the options, the oil with the strongest scientific backing, The one I always recommend men start with is extra virgin olive oil. The interesting part is that olive oil is not exotic, not expensive, and not difficult to find. Yet its effect on male vitality has surprised me time and again. I recall one man in his 60s who had tried countless supplements and costly medications. At first he was skeptical when I suggested something as simple as olive oil from his own kitchen, but just a few weeks later, he returned looking completely different. His eyes brighter, his smile more confident, and with a renewed sense of strength he thought he had lost forever. The science behind this oil is extremely convincing. Just look at the Mediterranean countries where olive oil is a staple ingredient in their daily meals. The rate of erectile dysfunction among men there is among the lowest in the world. Studies have shown that men who consume olive oil regularly can increase their testosterone levels by nearly 20% in only 3 months. That number rivals, and in some cases even surpasses, the effects of many prescription medications. But what makes olive oil truly remarkable is that it does not stop at providing the building blocks for hormones. It also unlocks a wide range of other benefits for your overall health. What makes olive oil special is not just its ability to help your body produce more testosterone, but also its power to preserve that valuable hormone. The secret lies in polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that prevent testosterone from breaking down or being converted into estrogen. In other words, olive oil acts both as a factory that produces testosterone and as a loyal guardian that helps your masculine hormone remain in your bloodstream longer. However, to achieve the best results, quality is essential. You need to choose first cold-pressed olive oil stored in a dark glass bottle with a harvest date clearly printed on the label. The fresher the oil, the higher the polyphenol content, and that is when its benefits are at their peak. The way to use it is simple: 1 tablespoon about an hour before going to bed. You can drink it directly, mix it with a little lemon juice, or drizzle it over a small piece of bread. The most important thing is not how you take it, but that you do it consistently night after night. Only with steady use will your body have the time to rebuild from within, restoring its natural strength and resilience. I have seen many men not only sleep more deeply and peacefully, but also wake up surprised by the return of strong mornings they thought were gone forever. Yet olive oil is only the beginning. While it excels at nourishing hormones and protecting them, there are other oils with unique superpowers, especially when it comes to reducing inflammation and improving blood circulation in ways olive oil cannot. One of the most surprising of these is castor oil. Many men are surprised when I mention castor oil because for years, it has been associated with being just an old-fashioned laxative. But in reality, when used in the right dose and the right way, this thick golden oil contains a completely different kind of strength. I will never forget one of my patients, a 70-year-old man who had spent years struggling with weakness and an uncomfortable heaviness in his pelvic area. He had tried many prescription drugs but was left only with side effects and disappointment. When I suggested he try a very small dose of castor oil before bed, he raised his eyebrows in disbelief. But only 3 weeks later, he called me, his voice full of excitement. "Doctor, this morning I had my first natural erection in almost 5 years. That phone call reminded me that sometimes within forgotten remedies lies a hidden power. The secret comes from castor oil's unique composition. Nearly 90% of it is made up of ricinoleic acid, a rare fatty acid with strong anti-inflammatory properties. When used in small amounts, it does not act as a laxative. Instead, it penetrates deeply into tissues, relieving the blockages and swelling that build up around the pelvis after decades of sitting, poor circulation, and the silent inflammation that accompanies aging. This is critical because inflammation around the prostate and pelvic blood vessels is one of the biggest barriers to healthy erections. By supporting lymphatic flow, reducing pressure, and restoring blood circulation, castor oil helps your body deliver blood to the right place in the early morning hours. The key, however, is moderation. The therapeutic dose is just half to 1 teaspoon mixed into warm water or milk taken about an hour before bed. Taking more than that does not speed up the benefits and in fact may cause discomfort. But at the right dose, it becomes a quiet ally, helping restore masculinity and health at the root. When using castor oil, quality is everything. Choose organic, cold-pressed oil free from chemical solvents to ensure absolute purity. I will be honest, its taste is not pleasant, but mixing it with a bit of honey or following it with a mild drink makes it much easier to take. And when the result is easier, urination, less heaviness in the pelvis, and most importantly, the return of strong mornings after years of absence, that brief bitterness becomes a very small price to pay. Still, castor oil is just one piece of the bigger picture. While it works deeply on inflammation, your body still needs another kind of energy, a fuel that powers the entire system, supports hormone production, and drives overnight repair in a very unique way. That fuel comes from coconut oil. At first glance, coconut oil seems too ordinary since it has been present in many kitchens for decades. But when I began studying its effect on hormone balance and male vitality, I realized it was a hidden hero. I remember a man in his mid-60s who came to see me with a weary face. He confessed that every morning he woke up feeling drained, as though his body was running on empty. His sex drive was nearly gone. When I suggested coconut oil before bed, he looked at me with skepticism, as if I had just told him something impossible. But only a few weeks later, he returned with brighter eyes and a more energetic voice. He said, "Doctor, I not only feel more awake in the morning, but I also have something I thought was lost forever, the strength of a man." That story highlights an important truth. The coconut oil does not only provide fuel, it restarts the engine of vitality. The special power lies in the way coconut oil is metabolized. Unlike most fats, coconut oil is rich in medium-chain triglycerides, known as MCTs. These MCTs are almost immediately converted by the liver into usable energy rather than stored as fat. This means that when you take coconut oil before bed, your body has an instant supply of fast fuel to drive cell repair, tissue recovery, and hormone production during the critical nighttime hours. Not only that, coconut oil also contains lauric acid, a natural antimicrobial compound that helps calm hidden inflammation in the digestive tract and urinary system, two areas often overlooked but closely tied to sexual health. When inflammation decreases, blood flows more freely and nerves function more sharply, and both of these factors are essential for strong and dependable mornings. As for how to use it, you should begin with a small teaspoon before bed, and if your body tolerates it, will gradually increase to 1 tablespoon. The key is to choose virgin, cold-pressed organic coconut oil, the kind that still carries a gentle coconut aroma, which signals that it has not been overprocessed. Some men prefer melting it into a warm cup of tea, others mix it with cinnamon, and some simply take it straight. When practiced night after night, coconut oil can awaken your metabolism, support testosterone production, and prepare you for mornings filled with vitality, where you not only feel younger but truly strong from within. If coconut oil provides the body with quick-burning energy, there is another oil that gives men a very different kind of strength. It supplies essential minerals for the testes while protecting the prostate itself, an organ especially vulnerable as the years go by. That valuable oil is pumpkin seed oil. In the world of men's health, pumpkin seed oil is often overlooked, yet in my recommendations, it always holds an honored place. I recall one patient, nearly 70 years old, who was waking 3 to 4 times every night to urinate. He was exhausted, irritable, and nearly hopeless, believing that his prostate had stolen both his sleep and his intimacy. I suggested he try a small spoonful of pumpkin seed oil before bed. Within weeks, he returned with a fresher face. His nighttime bathroom trips had decreased, urination was easier, and to his surprise, his strong mornings began to return. The power of pumpkin seed oil lies in its unique combination of essential nutrients and protective compounds. It is one of the richest natural sources of zinc, a mineral your testes absolutely depend on to produce testosterone. Without enough zinc, hormone production slows to a crawl. Pumpkin seed oil not only provides zinc in generous amounts, but also delivers it with healthy fats that make absorption more effective. In addition, pumpkin seed oil contains phytosterols, plant compounds that reduce inflammation in the prostate, improve urinary flow, and relieve pelvic pressure. Studies have documented that men who use pumpkin seed oil regularly experience fewer nighttime awakenings, less discomfort in the pelvic region, and significant improvement in prostate health. And when the prostate is healthy, the entire system in that area functions more smoothly, including sexual performance. The flavor of pumpkin seed oil is pleasantly nutty and rich, which many men enjoy. The ideal dose is 1 to 2 teaspoons each evening, taken straight, mixed into yogurt, or drizzled over a light evening snack. Always choose cold-pressed oil in dark bottles and keep it refrigerated to preserve its deep green color and nutritional potency. Pumpkin seed oil is like building a strong foundation. It feeds your hormones, protects your prostate, and gives you peace of mind from within. But the journey does not end there. There is another oil less familiar to many men, that directly protects and revives the very cells in the testes that are responsible for producing testosterone. This oil has been used for thousands of years in traditional Eastern and Middle Eastern medicine, often called the remedy for everything except death. And only now is modern science beginning to confirm its strength. That oil is black seed oil, Nigella sativa. I still remember a man in his 70s who had nearly given up hope of regaining his vitality. He told me it felt as though his body had shut down and the energy he once had was completely gone. I suggested black seed oil not as a miracle but as natural support to help his struggling system. 2 months later, he returned with brighter eyes and a confident voice, saying that not only did he feel more alive, but his mornings had once again become steady, something he thought would never return. The strength of black seed oil lies in a precious compound called thymoquinone. This natural antioxidant directly protects the Leydig cells in the testes, the very cells that produce testosterone. Over the years, oxidative stress silently chips away at their function, leading to lower hormones and weaker erections. Black seed oil not only shields these cells, but also helps them recover and perform better. Clinical studies show that regular use of black seed oil can boost testosterone by as much as 20%, while also improving sperm quality, enhancing libido, and strengthening erections. For men over 60 who often face insulin resistance, black seed oil offers a double benefit. It improves insulin sensitivity and supports blood sugar control. That is crucial because poor blood sugar regulation is one of the fastest ways to destroy testosterone. The taste of black seed oil is strong, peppery, slightly bitter, and somewhat sharp. That is why many men prefer mixing a teaspoon with honey before bed or choosing high-quality liquid capsules. The most important thing is to ensure the oil is organic, cold-pressed, and clearly lists a thymoquinone content of 1 to 2% on the label. Black seed oil is like restoring the testosterone factory at its very core, bringing hope back to men who once thought decline was inevitable. But protecting and repairing cells alone is not enough. For full recovery, another factor must be addressed: the health of blood vessels and circulation. And this is where a familiar oil comes in: fish oil. When it comes to men's vitality, very few people immediately think of fish oil. But after decades in practice, I have witnessed how it quietly transforms not only erections, but overall energy and strength. I recall a gentleman in his 60s who constantly felt tired and lacked morning vigor. He had tried adjusting his diet, exercising, and even experimenting with various herbal remedies, but the results were only modest. When I encouraged him to take high-quality fish oil at night, his first reaction was skepticism. Isn't fish oil only good for the heart? Yet, just a few weeks later, he returned with a radiant face. His mornings were filled with more energy, his mind was clearer, his focus sharper, and most importantly, his masculine strength had returned with surprising firmness. The secret of fish oil lies in its omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. These compounds reduce systemic inflammation, the silent enemy that slowly damages blood vessels over the years. Have you ever wondered why some men, even past 70 years old, can still wake up feeling vigorous, while others lose that ability much earlier? What creates the difference? Is it luck, genetics, or simply daily habits? And if just a few small changes in your evening routine could completely transform your health and vitality, would you be willing to start tonight? When hidden inflammation inside the body is calmed, your blood vessels maintain flexibility and softness, allowing circulation to flow freely to the most important areas in the morning. DHA in particular strengthens the walls of those vessels, making them more resilient and durable. The result is clear, better blood flow, better oxygen delivery, and mornings full of masculine strength once again. On top of that, omega-3 fatty acids also support nerve function, ensuring that the delicate signals between brain and body remain sharp and reliable even with age. To achieve the benefits, both quality and dosage are critical. Choose pharmaceutical-grade fish oil that has been purified and tested to be free from mercury and other contaminants. The ideal dose is between 2 and 3 grams, which is about 0.07 to 0.1 ounces taken before bed. Consuming it at night often reduces the fishy aftertaste that some men find unpleasant. Store it in the refrigerator to maintain freshness and potency. When used properly, fish oil becomes a solid foundation for vascular and nerve health, amplifying the effectiveness of all the other oils you use. But choosing the right oils is only half the journey. The real power comes from learning how to combine them into a simple nightly routine. A protocol that is both scientific and easy to follow, maximizing benefits while keeping the process light and sustainable for your body. And that is exactly what I am about to share with you. One of the biggest mistakes I see many men make is rushing to try everything at once, only to quickly give up when they feel overwhelmed. In truth, your body responds best to consistency and steady steps. After many years, I have developed a simple protocol that allows men to gradually and safely incorporate these oils, building long-term momentum without stress. I remember one patient in his 70s who was so eager that he wanted to try all 6 oils in a single week. I reminded him that healing is a journey, not a sprint. Once he followed the protocol I outlined, he not only avoided digestive discomfort but also began noticing meaningful improvements within just a few weeks. In the first week, start simple, choose only one oil. I almost always recommend beginning with extra virgin olive oil, 1 tablespoon before bed each night. This creates a familiar, well-tolerated foundation your body can easily adjust to. By the second week, you can add a second oil or alternate between 2. For example, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, take olive oil, while on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, switch to pumpkin seed oil. This way, your body receives a variety of nutrients while giving each oil enough time to work. By the 3rd week and beyond, you will begin to discover the rhythm that works best for you. Some men feel comfortable sticking with just 2 oils consistently. Others prefer rotating 3 or 4 different oils to enjoy a more complete spectrum of benefits. One of my favorite protocols for many patients is this: olive oil and black seed oil 3 nights a week, pumpkin seed oil 2 nights, coconut oil 1 night, and castor oil 1 night. The beauty of this approach is that it does not only target one single issue. Instead, it addresses all 4 pillars of men's health at the same time: hormone production, circulation, hidden inflammation, and prostate health. This method is gentle. It does not overwhelm the body, yet it creates lasting transformation, much like brushing your teeth each night. Small actions repeated consistently form the foundation for a long-term renewal. And once you commit to this protocol, the natural next question becomes, how soon will I see results? What should I expect along the way? I completely understand that impatience. When months or even years have passed without the mornings you once knew, every day feels like a bitter reminder of what has been lost. But clinical experience has shown me that when you give your body the right building blocks, changes often come sooner than you think. First week, the early signs are usually subtle. Sleep becomes deeper, the mind calmer, and morning energy a bit steadier. It is your body's way of whispering, I have finally begun receiving what I need. Second and third week, this is when many men are surprised. Stronger mornings begin to return, not yet every day, but enough to prove that the body is still capable of responding. Hope and confidence start to flicker back to life. From the 4th to the 6th week, the improvements grow more consistent. Mornings become more reliable, responses during intimacy are stronger, and stamina throughout the day noticeably improves. From the 2nd to the 3rd month, the benefits often double. Hormones stabilize, circulation flows more smoothly, and hidden inflammation continues to decline. This is also the time when many men tell me they feel 10 years younger, not only in the bedroom, but in their daily energy and outlook on life. Of course, results vary from person to person. Some men respond quickly while others take longer. Factors such as sleep quality, stress levels, medications, and overall health can all influence the pace of progress. But there is one common thread: men who remain consistent almost never reach the end of 2 months without noticing significant change. The key is patience and persistence. Your body has an incredible ability to repair itself when given the chance. However, I must emphasize this: even with a clear protocol, there are still hidden obstacles that can slow down or even block results entirely. Understanding and recognizing these roadblocks is the next crucial step, because once you know your enemy, you can avoid it and continue moving forward with confidence. And right after this, we will explore the 10 factors that determine the success or failure of this journey. These are lessons I have gathered over many years of practice, showing that it is not only the oil you take, but also the environment and lifestyle you create that allow those nutrients to truly work. The interesting thing is that some men who follow the exact same protocol progress very quickly, while others move much more slowly. The difference does not lie in the oil itself, but often in those hidden factors, the elements that can either accelerate or hold back results. The first factor is consistency. The human body always responds best to routine. If you skip a few nights or constantly switch oils, your body will not have a steady supply of nutrients to build hormones and repair itself. I once had a patient in his 60s who admitted that he only took the oils whenever he remembered. Not surprisingly, his results were very slow. It was only when he committed to doing it every single night that true improvements began to appear. Sleep is another critical factor. Testosterone and growth hormone are produced most efficiently during deep sleep. If you only sleep 5 hours, or if you suffer from sleep apnea, without realizing it, no oil in the world can fully make up for that loss. Addressing sleep quality is often the key that unlocks the full potential of this method. Medications also play a significant role. Certain blood pressure medications, cholesterol drugs, and antidepressants are well known to interfere with sexual function. Oils may help counter some of these effects, but the uphill battle is steeper. That is why you should talk with your doctor about alternatives or adjustments if you suspect your medications are holding back your progress. And then there is stress, the most underestimated factor of all. When stress lingers, cortisol levels rise, and cortisol directly shuts down testosterone. I have seen men put in great effort yet make little progress until they began practicing relaxation, prayer, or even simple breathing exercises. Once their stress levels dropped, their bodies almost immediately responded. Finally, alcohol, especially in the evening. It not only disrupts the quality of sleep, but also slows down hormone production. Even moderate amounts can undo the progress you have worked so hard to build. Understanding these obstacles allows you to adjust course and maximize your success. But beyond avoiding mistakes, you can also add positive daily habits to multiply your results many times over. Imagine your body as a garden. Oils are the precious seeds, but without water, sunlight, and care, those seeds will never grow strong. The small daily habits are the water and light that allow your body to bloom with vitality. One of the simplest yet most powerful habits is staying hydrated. Your circulation depends on the thickness of your blood. When you are dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, circulation slows down, and erections are directly affected. The golden rule is to drink an amount of water equal to half your body weight in ounces each day. For example, if you weigh 160 pounds, that is about 80 ounces of water, which is roughly 2.3 liters. I remember one patient who dismissed this, saying that drinking extra water would not make a difference. I challenged him to stick with it for 2 weeks. The results shocked him. His body felt lighter, his energy was higher, and most importantly, his sexual responsiveness became sharper. Another powerful practice is strengthening the pelvic floor muscles with Kegel exercises. These muscles play a central role in maintaining blood flow and controlling erections. When trained, they create a strong foundation that supports all the benefits the oils provide. The exercises are simple contractions, similar to stopping the flow of urine midstream. I have seen many men in their 70s regain firmness and stamina simply by practicing these exercises daily. Another often overlooked ally is morning sunlight. Just 15 to 20 minutes of light within an hour of waking is enough to reset your circadian rhythm. When your internal clock is aligned, your body naturally boosts testosterone production. Many patients have told me they feel sharper, more energized, and more connected to their bodies after just a few weeks of this small habit. And do not forget to protect your evenings. Reduce blue light from phones, computers, and televisions after the sun goes down. This type of light silently disrupts sleep by suppressing melatonin. One patient once told me that simply replacing late-night television with reading under a warm, soft lamp allowed him to sleep more deeply, and the effectiveness of the oils he was using also increased significantly. It is these small, practical, and easy-to-implement steps that create the ideal environment for your body to recover. When combined with the oils taken consistently each night, their impact does not just add up, it multiplies many times over. But perhaps the biggest reason men commit to this method is the cost. Let us compare. Prescription pills for erectile dysfunction often cost $30 to $60 for a single tablet, and the results last only a few hours, usually with unpleasant side effects like headaches or a racing heartbeat. Testosterone replacement therapy is even more expensive, ranging from $200 to $500 every month, plus needles, doctor visits, and regular blood tests. I have heard many patients admit with frustration that they felt trapped, spending a fortune just to borrow a little confidence for one short night, all while worrying about the long-term risks to their health. In contrast, natural oils such as olive oil, pumpkin seed oil, or black seed oil cost only about $40 to $60 for an entire month. Broken down, that is barely more than $1 a day cheaper than a morning cup of coffee. And the most important difference, instead of forcing your body into a temporary reaction, these oils nourish you from the inside out, addressing the root causes of weakness, hormones, inflammation, circulation, and overall health. The results I have seen in patients go far beyond the return of strong mornings. Their memory becomes sharper, their moods calmer, and their daily energy more abundant. In other words, this is not a cost, it is an investment in your health and confidence. In life, there are certain investments that deliver the greatest returns not in money, but in health and self-confidence. Caring for yourself with natural oils before sleep is one of the wisest choices you can make. Because beyond cost and convenience, there is something much more valuable, the ability to reclaim the manhood that age may have quietly taken away. I want you to pause for a moment and truly reflect on what you have just heard. For so many men after 60, the loss of strong mornings feels like a door closing, leaving behind a sense of emptiness, vitality, masculinity, energy, all slipping away. In my career, I have met countless men who entered my office with discouraged eyes, believing that their journey was finished. Yet those same men, with just one small change, a spoonful of the right oil at the right time before bed, rediscovered the strength they thought was gone forever. Together, we have explored why timing matters, why the body responds most strongly at night, and how each oil brings unique benefits. Olive oil, the steady foundation scientifically proven to boost testosterone. Castor oil, soothing inflammation and relieving congestion in the pelvic region. Coconut oil, supplying quick-burning fuel, supporting repair and hormone production during sleep. Pumpkin seed oil, a rich source of zinc, nourishing the prostate and hormone production. Black seed oil, protecting and restoring Leydig cells, the very source of male hormones. Fish oil, keeping blood vessels and nerves strong, flexible, and responsive. We laid out a simple plan that avoids overwhelm, a clear timeline, so you know what to expect, and a realistic look at the obstacles that can slow your progress. We added daily habits, hydration, pelvic floor exercises, morning sunlight, deeper sleep, and reduced evening blue light that multiply your results. And finally, we compared the costs, showing that instead of pouring hundreds of dollars into short-term fixes, you can strengthen your body from the ground up with just a small daily investment. But beyond numbers and science, what I have witnessed most in my patients is the return of belief. They not only regain strong mornings, but also regain confidence when looking in the mirror, deeper connection with their partners, and a spark in their eyes that says age has not taken everything away. Now the choice is yours. You can continue to accept decline as inevitable, or you can commit to 30 days of consistency, one spoonful each night, and let your body prove what it is still capable of. I want to give you this challenge filled with hope. Start today, because mornings full of vitality are waiting to remind you that you are still strong, still resilient, and still fully a man. And if this message resonates with you, share it with another man who needs to hear it, that it is time to reclaim health and confidence. We have spent our lives building careers, raising families, and caring for others. Now is the time to care for ourselves. Your body is ready to respond. The only question is, are you ready to begin?